I was listening. I was back home, and normally I come up on a Tuesday night. I thought, I can't miss this. I've got to watch it. And when they got the early goal, Arsenal, I thought, here we go. And then suddenly Chelsea started to get... I've heard all the talk today about what a disgrace Chelsea, but for a wee period they got the foot in the ball and had a couple of half chances, didn't they?
I'll tell you what I thought.
Halfway through the first half?
Yeah, they did. They won 1 or 2 wee chances. Jackson kind of isolated Saliba in that kind of right back position when Ben White went up the pitch. But you know something, Arsenal were the better team first half.
Oh, yeah.
And I thought they battered them second half. But Madueke, he's got a bit about him. Do you know what I mean? They just, they've not. Do you see Jackson's chance second half?
You just got to.
There's no composure.
Take it early and
there's
go
no
for the
composure.
far post.
There's no composure.
Or drop a shoulder and then lift it over him or
Absolutely
whatever.
no composure now. That said, Odegaard was. I thought he was tremendous.
And Rice for me, both of them were brilliant.
Tremendous. 2 goals from Havertz, 2 goals from Ben White. Trossard's opener, as you say, in the first 5 minutes.
Keeper.
Oh, he can't get beat his near post. I initially thought it went through his legs and I was going to cut him a little bit of slack, but it doesn't. Petrovic gets through it, gets through between his right leg and the post.
But then he made a couple of good saves.
A couple of great saves, actually. One that came off his own player, I think it was Disasi came off. But brilliant result for Arsenal, because let's be honest about it at home. Well, 1 or 2 wee questions getting asked after the defeat to Aston Villa and indeed Bayern Munich. And the bounce back.
The Bayern one didn't bother me because look, Bayern with their pedigree in Champions League, that was never going to be easy.
That's Villa though.
Yeah, well, I didn't see them getting beat like that by Villa. They had chances, Arsenal.
First half I thought they were okay. I thought second half Villa were excellent.
When people were saying, Bayern Munich, this is it.
No.
This is the defining game. This is a season. I'm like, what are you talking about? This could go to the last game.
Do you know what I thought? I'll tell you the truth. The Bayern Munich game, I was at both games. First half, nothing in it. Second half, nothing in it. Second game, first half, nothing in it. Second half, Bayern. So you're talking Bayern were better 1 out of the 4 halves, and the rest of them was nothing in it. But no, you're right, absolutely spot on. I don't think there's any disgrace or shock, for example, getting beat by Bayern Munich, or indeed Villa, because I think Villa are having a fine season. But they responded well. Great victory at Wolves, which was a really important one, and last night was emphatic. And have you seen the goal difference? I mean, if it does come down to that, I think they're about 12-13 ahead of both.
Well, I tell you what, it's interesting because it'll be worthless if they get beat at Spurs. So he's not daft. I heard him chat. Arteta says, no, we have to pick ourselves up again and prepare. This is a massive game coming up at the weekend.
I mean, that is let's be honest.
Well, there's a big game tonight at Goodison, and then of course Liverpool City go to Brighton
tomorrow.
Well, you never know with Brighton. Brighton could turn it on. So
no, but the great thing is, I actually think I quite like, if you're in that position, I quite like playing first, because you can win the game and put pressure on your opponents, which is exactly what Arsenal have done last night. They've asked a question of Liverpool tonight and indeed City tomorrow night.
Let me ask you this, do you think if Arsenal beat Spurs at Spurs, they go on and win it? Still got to go to United, haven't they?
Yeah, I just don't know where City are going to drop points though. I do take your point. I think they're going to have to. I think Arsenal and Liverpool are going to have to win all their games. You see City dropping points. I mean, it's possible. Of course it's possible. I
thought they'd win every game. And I thought they were a better side against Real Madrid. But Haaland's not firing.
No, but every day.
I can't see them getting beat at home. But away from home, there could be a draw somewhere. Well, it's fascinating, isn't it? Arsenal moved 3 points clear at the top of the Premier League. A 5-0 victory. Havertz, Ben White, how good's he been lately?
Brilliant.
Both scored twice in a rampant second half performance from Arteta. Trossard, he's been a great sign as well. Struck an early opener. The win comes just 3 days after they bounce back from losses to Villa and Bayern Munich. And the Arsenal boss Arteta praised his players for the response to a tough week.
Very convincing, and this is what we expect. But if you want to be fighting with the top teams in top competitions, you have to be prepared for disappointments, and then you have to face the reality. And our reality is beautiful, because we've been working for 9.5 months to try to win the Premier League, and what we have to do is face that reality, re-energize and go for it. And I think that's exactly what the team has done.
So what about Chelsea then last night? At half time you're thinking, is this game Are Arsenal going to run away? Well, I didn't think, but no way was it going to be 5 for me. Chelsea, as we say, had a couple of half chances, didn't they? So after being dumped out of the Cup by City the weekend, Chelsea followed up the heaviest London derby defeat since '86. After the match, Blues boss Pochettino apologised to the fans.
Damaging to the player, damaging to the club, damaging to the coaching staff, damaging everyone is damaging about after this result. You need to realize that it's a London derby, and you need to show different, capacity to be competing on the game. What I'm going to say? Apologize to the fans, apologize to the people, because 30 minutes on the game today, we didn't compete, and we were so soft that it's so painful.
The club has spent a lot of money acquiring a lot of talent. What do you need to do in the summer to give you that backbone, that strength to stop the inconsistency?
I think we need to assess the season, we need to assess the squad, we need to assess the decision, and we need to take the best decision to try to, to help the team to be in different position. I think is to talk, is to have all the information and try to agree things. That's the most important thing.
There you go, Poch, very, very disappointed. Don't forget, with 4 more games from the Premier League for you tonight across the talkSPORT network. Give us a call, Chelsea fans, 03717 223344. Arsenal fans, some people were calling you bottlers. This game against Spurs now is huge. It is massive. This is one of the biggest North London derbies for a long, long time. Can you do it? If you win it, can you go on and be Premier champions?
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.